Hello everyone, this is SpecInfo and welcome back to our video series on mastering IP address, subnetting and networking models. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is host bits, what is network bits, how to calculate the number of hosts and number of network of a specific class, and we're going to know a lot about it. So let's start. So let's start with a class A. So in the previous video, I have shown you the range of different classes, right? So class A range is from 0 to 127, right? So here I have written it in a binary format. The network bits we have in class A is 8 bits. So this 8 bits is assigned to a network of class A IP, okay? And the rest of the bits will be for the host. So we have total 24 bits for the host bits, okay? And the range of these class is 0 to 127. So remember this is very important. Okay. So subnet mask of class A will be 255.0.0.0. This 255 is the network bits. Okay. Or we can say a network octet. The remaining three is the host octets, which are three octets. So the valid number of network we can have here is 126. Now how I have calculated this? So here we have only one octet, okay, which is this or say this, okay, and we have range from 0 to 127. So we can only have the network from this range only, right? Because we only have one octet for this. So range of that will be 127 minus 1 equal to 126. Now, why I have done minus 1? Because we are also considering the zeroth network, okay? But but the 0 and 127th network is like not used for creating network. So remember this. So the valid number of network for class A is 126. Now let's calculate the valid number of hosts in the network. To calculate the valid number of hosts in a network, we have the formula, which is 2 raised to number of host bits. And here, how many host bits we have? We have 24 host bits. So we will do 2 raised to 24 minus 2. Why we are doing minus 2? Because in each network, the first IP will be assigned as a network IP and last IP will be assigned as a broadcast IP. So we have to do, and so like we have to do minus 2 because that are not the valid IP, which are not used by any host. Okay. So we are doing minus 2. So this is total number of hosts we will get in one network of the class C. And how many network we have? 126. So the total number of hosts we can have in class A is 126 multiplied by 167777214. Okay, it's a huge number. So now let's calculate the first valid range of a network and what will be the IP and different types of IP in that ranges. So the first valid IP, we will start with 1. Okay, we can't start with 0, right? So we'll start with 1 and this is the network bit and other will be host bit will be turned off. All in the first IP will be 1.0.0.0 and which will be assigned as a network IP. Now first valid IP will be 1.0.0 and .1, which is the host number 1. This is the first valid IP and it will go to the last range, which is 255. Okay, the network bit here stays same because we are calculating the IPs like valid IPs in one network. So this is the network bits. We know only one octet is used for in class A. The other will be turned on, like this will go till 0 to 255, 0 to 255, and the last valid IP is 254. Why I'm not using the 255 here? Because 255 is used as a broadcast IP. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the first valid IP, the last valid IP, broadcast IP, network IP of an specific range of network in class A. Okay, so this is very important to remember. There are also in private and public ranges in the class A. Okay, so private range is used for only LAN environment, so we can't route that IPs. And public IP, which is assigned by the ISP, which is Internet Service Provider, and which can be used for routing purpose. Okay, so private range of class A is from 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. So this is the range we use as in private range in the class A, and also there is an loopback address in this class which is 127.0.0.0. Okay, so this is used as an loopback address. So you have also seen this IP address in if you are using an virtual machine or VMware or VirtualBox, then if you give a net address, then of course you can see this IP address to your host. So this is a private class, okay, and we can route that. So this is all about the class A and how you can calculate the valid number of hosts and valid number of networks and what is host bit and network bit. These are. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, let's move to the class B. So in class B, the range of class B is 128 to 191. Okay, the number of network bits here is 16 and number of host bit is 16. So we will write it in a binary format. This is 8 times 1 dot 8 times 1 dot 8 times v0 dot 8 times 0. Okay. Now the subnet mask of this will keep this as 255 because all is done on 255, all is done on and 0.0. So this is for host and this is for network. Okay. Now to calculate the number of valid network, the case here is different. In class A, there was only one octet. So from the range, we can calculate the number of valid network, right? But in class B, the situation is different. We are doing the formula change here. So we are doing 64 into 256. Why 64 and why 256? So the range here is 128 to 191. This is the range of network, okay? So how many network we can have between this range is 192 minus 128. Why I've done 192? Because if you are using this network also like 191.0.0.0, then of course we are moving to 192 network, right? We are also using 192 here. So therefore I have done 192 minus 128. The number of network we can have between this is 64. This is the number of network we can have from the first octet, which is 64, and from the second octet we can have 256 network. How? Because we are also going to start it from 0, right? So this number will start from the 128, but we can also keep here the 0 and assign the host, right? Like this way. You can see here 128.0.0.1. So this 0 is of network bit, right? So we also have to consider this network, the zeroth network. 256 from that is 255 network plus zeroth network, which is 256. So this is the total number of network we can have in class A, which is 16384, right? Now, number of valid hosts, the formula is same, 2 raised to number of hosts, which is 16 host bits, right? 16 host bits minus 2. Minus 2 is for network IP and broadcast IP, and which is equals to 65534, right? So this is the number of hosts we can have in one network, and we have this many network in class B. Now let's know the first valid range of the class B. The first valid range will start from 128.0.0.0, and we know that this is network IP, right? This is the first valid IP, and this is the last valid IP, and this is the broadcast IP. Okay, so like you know how this comes. So the range of host bit can go till 255, right? We have seen in the previous videos that how this binaries changes and how it, like when they all bits are turned on, the decimal number of that is 255, right? The broadcast IP will be 128.0.255.255. The range we have calculated here is this range. Okay. Now private range for class B is 172.16.0.0 to 172.31.255.255. So we have 16 networks for the private in class B. Okay. There's also an reserve range in the class B, which is 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255, and this is called as APIPA. The full form of that is Automatic Private Internet Protocol Address. Now this is your homework. Search about this. What is APIPA network? when it was formed, why it was formed, and for what it is used for. Okay, let's move to the class C. In class C, we have range from 192 to 223, right? And we have 24 bits for the network and 8 bit for the host. So subnet mask will be this 255.255.255.0. If you find difficulties, then let me represent it in the binary format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is also for the network bit. Okay, so we have total 24 network bits and 8 bit for the host. Okay, the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The number of valid networks will be how many network we can have between this range, which is used for first octet, is 224 minus 90 192, right? So that is 32. Now the number of network we can have in the second octet is 256. The number of network we can have in third octet, which is 256, right? So this is the number of valid network we can have in this, and which is the huge number you can see here. It's 2097152. Okay. Now, number of valid hosts in this network is the formula remains same, 2 raised to number of host bits, which is 8 minus 2 for network IP and broadcast IP, and which is equal to 254. So this is the number of hosts we can have in one network of class C, and we have total this many networks. The first valid range of class C is starts from 192 itself, 192.0.0.0, which is used for network IP. The next IP will be used as an first valid IP, which can be assigned to any host in this range, that is 192.0.0.1. And only have the last octet. We only have the last octet for the host, so we will only change that host bits for the range. So 192.0.0.254 will be the last valid IP, which can be assigned to an last host, and 192.0.0.255, which it will be the broadcast IP in usual cases. Okay. Now the private range for class C is 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. So we have total 256 network which are used for private in class C. So you may be also familiar with this IP range, right? Now, if you check the IP of your computer from the terminal or CMD of your laptop or PC, then you will get the IP address which is in this range, that is 192.168.0.106, which is the IP address of my system assigned by the my router. So this is the private address used in class C and which is not routable. Okay, so these all are the things you need to remember about a class. This is how you can calculate the number of hosts, the number of networks, the valid host, IP addresses, and network IP and broadcast IP. So this is all about for this video. In next video, we're going to dive deep into the subnet mask. We have seen the subnet mask. This is the basic of class C, but there are a lot more to learn about the subnet mask, right? So we'll dive deep into it. If you are preparing for a networking exam like CCNA and stuff, then this is the basic or foundation thing you need to know, which is the subnet mask. So we will going to learn that in very deep. So stay tuned to my video series and see you in the next video. If you find this video useful, share with your friends and don't forget to press on the bell icon to stay updated on my videos. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.